HangTight, this is MarC. So today I'm going to be doing a cooking video all catered around Greensbury Market, which is an organic, grass-fed, really clean poultry company. And this is super exciting because I love eating clean meat. And eating clean meat, guys, just means that there's no pesticides, no preservatives, none of that unhealthy stuff that'll make us, gain weight, cause cancer, all that bad stuff, right? Okay, so Greensbury Market is just a cool company, and they sent me a couple products. I'm going to be doing a recipe today. We're going to be making healthy hamburgers. Some of the toppings may or may not be healthy, but hey, if you want a good taste, you're going to have to sacrifice just a tad bit. But ultimately, we're going to cook a very clean hamburger. But first, some of the products that they sent me. I have organic grass-fed chicken breast that are sent in this bag. And the cool thing about this company is that they will ship you your meat. Of course, they can't drive it to your house, right? So they're going to ship you your meat in a cooler with a bag of ice, and when you get it at your home, it's going to be hard as a rock. So hard meaning you don't have to worry about the meat thawing out or anything of that nature. It's going to be very clean and ready for you to eat. I also have some sockeye salmon, if I'm saying that word correctly, but it is boneless and skinless. So we have some salmon here. And then what I'll be using today to cook our hamburgers is the 80-20 ground beef brick. Okay, so I got a couple of these, and I'm just going to use one, just me and my husband, right? No big deal. We'll probably eat all this in one setting, but that's going to be our dinner for the evening. So I'm going to go over and have all my ingredients here. I'm going to show you me making it. We're going to go out to the grill. We're going to grill these bad boys up. I'm going to show you my toppings. We're going to have a very good, juicy, probably the healthiest hamburger I've ever eaten by the end of this video. So let's get started. Alright, HangTighters, so I don't have too many ingredients here. We're going to go ahead and start with the beef. I'm going to go ahead and open it. And how I thawed this out, I just put it in a bowl, obviously not this one, and I put it in some water and I let it defrost for about 2 hours, and it was ready to go. So it has a little hole, that's why the blood keeps leaking out, so don't mind that. So I'm just going to put this bad boy in here. Alright, and when dealing with meat, you have to be very sanitary, so I'm going to wipe this cutting board off really quick. Alright, and I'm not going to deal with the meat too much. I'm simply just going to chop it up a tad bit with the fork so that I can start playing with it a little bit. Okay, I have an egg here, so I'm going to go ahead and whip the egg. Excuse the noise, but whip the egg. So one egg that just allows it to stick together a little bit better. And almost like scrambled eggs. So I'm going to put my scrambled eggs in there. Alright. I have my parsley. So I'm going to sprinkle some parsley. If I had fresh parsley, I would have used fresh parsley, but I don't. I have some pure sea salt, which I will only be using a tad bit. So sprinkle a little bit of salt. I have some granulated California garlic. As you guys can see, I shop at Costco, so definitely some garlic. Garlic on any meat is yummy. I have some pepper, put a tad bit of pepper in here. This is actually butcher's pepper, so you gotta be careful. And adobo, which is like an amazing seasoning. I put adobo on almost everything. Sprinkle some adobo on there. And I tend to call these my secret ingredients as to how I make my meat very tasty. Okay, so I have some ground fennel. I'm going to put some ground fennel in here, just a smidge. Don't want to overbear it. Fennel in turkey is also very good. Okay, so we got some ground fennel in there and some dill weed. So put a little bit of dill weed in there. Dill weed is great on most poultry. And my two last ingredients that will be the contents of my burger. I have an onion and cilantro mix, so I'm going to just dump that in there. This is fresh cilantro and just regular onions, white onions. And then we're going to start to stir up the meat, just like this. Alright, the meat is now mixed up. Now I'm going to start making my balls. This is where it gets a little messy. So you can make your hamburgers, as big as small as you want. I tend to decent size. I like to cover a slice of bread or so. So about that much roughly. So I'm going to ball them up, and then I'm going to pat them down, and I'm just going to set them all on my cutting board until it's time to cook. So just like that, nothing too fancy. I pray that they will stick together on the grill. Okay, first time grilling some of these bad boys. So I'm just going to put it on the cutting board like so, and I'm going to continue to do this with the rest of the batch, and we should be good to go, guys. So these are my 6 patties, good and ready. If you're wondering what the little small one is, that's so, of course, I can taste it before I taste the big one. So while we're out there at the grill, you can go ahead and, you know, get a good taste of how it's going to taste before you serve it to your guests. So now I'm outside about to put these burgers on the grill. Should not take too long to cook, and we're just going to go from there. As you see, they're sizzling already. They should be done soon. Here's the trick. We're going to make an open sandwich, so that means only one piece of bread. Alright, so I have some mushrooms here. I'm going to rinse them off and go ahead and saute them really quick. Rosemary, olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic. I have some brown eggs here that are really yummy that I am going to put on my egg. I'm going to scramble an egg. Super good when eating a burger. Alright, HangTighters, so this is the main dish. We have the hamburger over there, which is an open face hamburger that has a little bit of cheese on it, some red onion or purple onion, however you would call it. I have a little kale salad here that has cucumbers, even though it looks like apples. It's cucumbers, kale, and with lemon juice on it. I have my mushrooms over here on the side, my avocado on the side. You can't have a little barbecue without some baked beans. And then I love having egg and tomato with my hamburger. So this is the main dish. Again, it's going to be great.